Shri Chaitanya Manavisham Sthapitam Bhutale Swam Rupa Dadari Swami Vandeham Vishnu Shweta Parakalam Vidaro Vishnavaya Shri Rupam Sagra Jatam Sagana Raghunathan Tam Sajiva Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Dev Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lita Sri Shashakam Vishnu Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Namaste Saraswate Dive Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shundhavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratri He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Taptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Vancha Kalpataru Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Nande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gauravatta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nukam karoti vachalam purnamanga degirim mitrupam samananga shivro vidutari. So yesterday we discussed about 14th chapter, last two verses. And today we are going to start the 15th chapter. So 14th chapter we just concluded that this Mam Chayo Avyabhacharena Bhakti Yogena Sevate Sagunan Samatitetam Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. So when we do bhakti with avyabhicharani mode, bhakti yogena sevate. This is for bhakti yogis. In Bhagavad Gita, always two things we are discussed: bhakti yogis and jnani yogis. Bhakti yogis and jnani yogis. This sloka is for bhakti yogis. Mam chayo avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunam samatitetan brahma bhuyaya. So they will come to easily to the level of Brahman or devotees. Sagunan samatiteta. They will overcome the power of gunas. So this is very important. How to overcome the three modes of material nature? By bhakti yoga, one can overcome these three modes very easily and easily established in status of Brahman. One who engages in full devotional service, unfailing in all circumstances, at once transcends the modes, thus comes to the level of Brahman. So Bhakti Yoga is very, very, very powerful tool to. So we discussed all these things yesterday. The level of Brahman. Then we will, Lord is discussing about the yoga of the Supreme Person, the Purushottama Yoga. So this is going to teach us about the detachment in this world. How to get out of this material world. So there are about Jnanis and Bhakti Yogas. Jnana Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. Both the paths he explains. So the ultimate purpose of Vedic knowledge is to detach oneself from the entanglement of the material world and to understand the Lord Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead. One who understands Krishna's supremacy, one who understands Krishna's supreme identity surrenders unto him and engages in his devotional service. So if you know Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, what we have to do? We have to surrender. After surrender, what we have to do? We have to engage in his service. So this is the way this chapter is going to teach. So the Lord is answering the very important how to overcome this three gunas. He told. Now in the previous chapter it described very detailedly. Now to overcome this gunas and to get out of this material world. So what is this material world? Lord is going to explain. The more detail about the material world in this sloka. If till 4 slokas, Lord focuses on what is material world and how to overcome the material world, how to get out of this material world. Why to get out of this material world? So Lord is going to answer very nicely. So who is the person who can get out of the modes? Where Bhakti Yoga, how it helps, everything will be detailedly discussed. So you all can repeat after me this sloka. Shri Bhagavan Vacha
Shri Bhagavan Vacha
Urdhvamulam Adha Shakam
Urdhvamulam Adha Shakam
Ashwattam Prahuravyayam
Ashwattham Prahuravyayam
Chandamsi Yasya Parnani
Chandamsi Yasya Parnani
Yastam Veda Savedavit.
Yastam Veda Savi.
So we will see the words. Shri Bhagavan Vacha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Urdhva Moolam, with roots above. Urdhva. Urdhva means on top. Moola, the roots are up. Urdhva Moolam, with roots above. Adha Shakam. Adha, downwards, Shakam, branches. Ashwattham, a banyan tree. Prahu, we said, Avyayam, eternal. Chandamsi, the Vedic hymns, Yasya, of which Parnani, the leaves. Chandamsi Yasya Parnani. Yeah, anyone who come that Veda knows. Sa, he, Vedavit, the knower of the Vedas. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, it is said that there is an imperishable banyan tree that has its roots upward and its branches downward, and whose leaves are the Vedic hymns. One who knows this tree is a knower of the Vedas. So analogy is giving about the material world. Analogy. So Urdhva Moolam Adha Shakam. The roots are Moola. Roots are up and branches are down. Yeah. Urdhvamulam Adashakam. Ashwattham Prahuravyayam. Prahur means it is said this Ashwattha, this banyan tree, is Avyayam. Means it looks like eternal. So Chandamsi. Chandamsi means Chanda. Chanda means the Vedic shlokas. Chanda. Yeah. How many chandas are there in Vedas? In the one chapter, we discuss. Like chanda means group of shlokas in the Vedas. Chandams yasya parnani. Parnani means this Vedic shlokas chandas are compared to the leaves of the banyan tree. And who yastam veda savedavid. And who understands yastam veda. Veda means who knows, understands. Savedavit. He is considered as a Vedavit, knower of the Vedas. We have to understand two things for spiritual knowledge. We have to understand this material world, and then we have to understand the spiritual world also. Both the things. So now he is going to teach about the material world. After discussion, the importance of Bhakti Yoga, one may question. In 14th chapter, Lord Krishna concluded that Mam Chayo Avyabhicharena Bhakti Yogena Sevate. There are many paths, but Bhakti Yogena Sevate. Sagunan Samatityan Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. So that we discussed. Okay, the discussion of importance of Bhakti Yoga, one may question, what about Vedas? So, in this chapter, the purpose of the Vedic study is to understand Krishna. One who understands this tree is the knower of the Vedas. Yes, tam Veda Savedavit. Those who understand this tree, is those who understand the purpose of Vedic study is to understand Krishna. Vedescha sarve ahameva vedyo. Vedanta kritveda videva chaham. Those who understand Krishna, they have understood everything. Everything. There is nothing pending. He has complete knowledge. One who understood Krishna. Therefore, one who is in Krishna consciousness, who is engaged in devotional service, already knows the Vedas. Because he is engaged in service of the Lord, means he has already understood the importance of Vedas. Yastam Veda Savedavit. Those who are engaged in Krishna consciousness, they are not ordinary jivas. They are already detached. When somebody read, Lord Prabhupada is going to explain about this tree. The green part you can read.
The entanglement of this material world is compared here to a banyan tree. For one who is engaged in fruitive activities, there is no end to the banyan tree. He wanders from one branch to another, to another, to another. The tree of this material world has no end, and for one who is attached to this tree, there is no possibility of liberation. The Vedic hymns meant for elevating oneself are called the leaves of this tree. This tree's roots grow upward because they begin from where Brahma is located, the topmost planet of the universe. If one can understand this indestructible tree of illusion, then one can get out of it.
So Prabhupada is explaining about the analogy what Lord is giving, the banyan tree example. So the entanglement of this material world is compared to a banyan tree. How one is entangled in this material world? For one who is engaged in fruitive activities, there is no end to the banyan tree. ना पुण्य और पाप जो दो कार्य करता है, they are in the material world for continuous. They will be here only. There is no end. So he wanders from one branch to another, to another, to another. Like monkey is jumping from one branch to another. He likes to jump. Don't jump like monkey. From this planet to this planet, that planet to this planet, this country to that country. The people like to jump from this country to that country they want to go. Again, if anything happens, then to another country. To another country. Here branches are compared to different planetary systems. The branches of the banyan tree is compared to this banyan tree has roots up and branches down. Can you see any tree with a branch roots up and banyan and branches tree, the branches down? Anywhere? Have you seen anybody?
Using the reflection, we can see that in water.
Ah. You can see the reflection. In the bank of a river, you can see that. You can see the image of the tree. So what you will learn from this? What from this analogy, what we infer? Lesson is very important. What lesson do you infer?
That the material world is also a reflection.
Material world is a reflection of
Spiritual being.
spiritual world. And what you infer from the image about this material world?
Just like Prabhuji, from the reflection we cannot get the real fruit. Similarly, in material world we cannot get real happiness.
But you can get something, na? What you can get and what you cannot get.
We can get temporary illusory happiness, but we cannot get permanent eternal happiness.
Can you get a little bit of mango taste in a
No, Prabhu.
image?
No. No.
Huh? Little bit of mango taste in the image?
No.
No. So what lesson you would like to teach? Lesson is very important. Analogy is very good, but lesson is what? There is no happiness in this material world. There is no happiness. You may get a photo of the finger or face, but that is not the person. You may get the form of the person, but you cannot talk to that person. Yeah. You can see the shadow of the hand. You will get only the form of the object, but not. But you cannot get the what color he is. What color he is very important. You know? So if you can just take a shadow of the photo of the shadow of person, can you identify who is he? You cannot identify. Similarly, the material world is useless. We have to get out of this material world. The only purpose of this material world is to get out of this world. How to get out is also very important. You cannot get out from your own way. There is a biggest network and it cannot, there is no end. You can, from here to there, you will go on. There is no limit of the material world. If you cross this material world, this earthly planet, you will get galaxies. Galaxies after galaxies after galaxies. There is no end. So how to get out is also very important. First lesson is this world is useless. It's just a reflection of the spiritual world. The real sadhu who thinks about spiritual world is the real sadhu. Who teaches about the spiritual world is the real sadhu. Not the one who teaches about this sense gratification or this city is very nice, this country is very nice, this building is very nice. These are all Maya. Illusion. So he wanders from one branch to another to another to another. All acharyas tell this one thing. This material world is dukkhalaya. Shashvatam. Dukkha. You will get only dukkha. if somebody is seeing the mango in the shadow and is trying to enjoy, he cannot even touch that mango. He cannot even touch that mango, what to speak of enjoying it. So there is no happiness. There is no mango in this shadow. One story we have all heard, the jewel, the hanging in the tree. You see in the, positive thinker or self-managers, positive thinker only, I think. We see there is a story. The person was trying to find the necklace in the river. He is able to see that, but he was not able to catch it. He's always jumping, going inside and not able to find it. The sadhu who saw, he felt very compassion. And he said, I will help you to get out of it. So then the person was thinking, the king said, whoever gets this necklace, I will give the 50% of my kingdom. So he saw there is necklace, but he was not able to get it. So he saw, sadhu saw him and told that I will help you to get that necklace. Immediately that person thought, Arey, if I get this necklace, if this person helps me, then he also wants commission of the 50% of the kingdom. So he was hesitant to tell. No, nothing, no problem. Sadhu said, I don't want anything from you. I don't want anything from you. I just want to help you. Tell the truth, what you want. Then he said, Arey, he doesn't want anything. Then he said, he is the true sadhu. He doesn't want any power, any commission. So he said, okay. I hear the necklace is there, you see? I want that necklace. Then sadhu said, Arey, foolish fellow, there is no necklace here. The real necklace is there. You saw top? Oh, that is a necklace. Thank you very much. And he went and took the necklace and went. The lesson to learn is, without sadhu's intervention, you cannot understand any scriptures. Without sadhu's mercy. Ekalavya tried, but Guru told him to cut off his finger. Guru is going to see the character. He is going to develop character within us. Otherwise, to understand is very difficult. The tree of the material world has no end. Shankaracharya tells. You know what he tells? Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jatare shayanam, iha sansare bahudustare. Pahi murare. So, the only problem is in this material world is punarjanma. You are wandering here and here only. You are not able to get out. Punarapjanana. You foolish fellow, you cannot understand. Bhaja Govinda. Moodamate. Samprapre sanniti kale. Nahi rakshati guhrit karane. This grammar Sanskrit is not going to help you. Not going to help you from going back to God, conquering this death. Bhaja Govinda. So but they will not teach about, they will tell the truth. There is no necklace in this river, image, but they will not tell what is that necklace. Everybody wants happiness, but nobody knows what is happiness. How many people are happy in this material world? Everybody wants happiness, but nobody knows what is that happiness. They are trying to get that happiness. That is, they are not able to get till now. The only true happiness will get only to one person who is the real devotee of the Lord. देखो ब्रह्मचारी या कोई गृहस्थ बिना पैसा भी बिंदास. We don't want happiness. We don't want money. We want only happiness. Our relatives ask, how much is your package? Do you get some money in ISKCON? No, sir. Zero salary. But how do you work? What inspires you to work? This service is not encouraged by money or some sense gratification. It is free of cost we are doing. It is loving service. There is happiness in this service. By doing service, we get happiness. That's true. But condition apply. Ahaituki apratiyata. Heyatma suprasidati. This is a happiness formula. Those who serve Krishna, they get happiness. You know? So, not just jumping from one branch to another, another to another, one company to another company to another company. 5 lakh, 7 lakh, 10 lakh, 15 lakh, 20 lakh, 15 lakh, 25 lakh. But max what you can jump up. How much sense gratification you can enjoy. There is no happiness in sense gratification. Huh? One who is attached to this tree, there is no possibility of liberation. One who is attached to this material world, there is no mukti. So what about Vedas? Vedic hymns meant for elevating oneself are called leaves of the tree. The Vedas which are meant to elevate, they are only degrading the person. Vedas are also degrading the person. Karma kanda, kamya karma, nishiddha karma. People are doing nishiddha karma and they think that I will be happy. अरे भाई दो न्यूट्रल वाले नहीं अचीव कर पा रहे ये विशुद्ध है ना निषिद्ध कर्म करके विकर्म करके भगवान सुखी रहना चाहता है. इम्पॉसिबल. आंख बंद करके फेल कर देने का इसको. इसने कुछ लिखा नहीं, नेगेटिव मार्क्स डाल देने का. One I was reading, if non-devotee says, any person says that I am happy, आंख बंद करके खुला करके खोल के दिल खोल के बोलने का, you are not happy. There is no happiness in this world, boss. यही संस्पर्श आप होगा, दुख का यो नहीं है. बते जितना एंजॉय करेगा उतना सफरिंग होगा. जितना इंद्रिय तृप्ति करना चाहता है उतना ही दुखी है. जितना बड़ा आदमी बनना चाहता है इस भौतिक प्रपंच में उतना लो बनेगा. है ना, किसी कपड़ा को मारना है तो ऐसा ऐसा नहीं मारता है, एकदम ऐसा पकड़ फाट बोल के मारता है. ये दुनिया में जो भी ऊपर जाना चाहता है, ऊपर गया है, उसको नीचे फेंकने के लिए ऊपर लेके गया. इज नॉट गोइंग टू स्टे फॉर देयर फॉर एवर. गांधी को ऊपर उठा के एकदम फाट बोल के मारा. हाँ, सब ऊपर जो गया वो सब नीचे आने वाला है. No happiness in this world. This tree's fruits grow upward because they begin from where Brahma is located. No? The topmost planet of this universe, सबसे ज्यादा, is equivalent to spiritual world, Brahmalok. But there is Mrityu there also. This tree roots grow upward because they begin where Brahma is located, the topmost planet of this universe. If one understands this indestructible tree of illusion, then one can get out of it. If he doesn't know it is illusion, then how can he overcome it? Understand, this material world is a shadow. not the real world. You will not get rasa of mango. You will not get rasa of mango in the photo or doll. You may get form and color, good looking, but no taste. If you want taste, you will have to have real mangoes. Huh? If you want to get happiness, you have to go to spiritual world. You cannot get happiness in material world. There is no question of happiness. You will not get even drop of happiness. Drop. You will not even 1.01 ml also you will not get. Sorry to say. It's all illusion. So, the topmost planet, even Brahmalok tak sukh nahi hai. Koi sukhi nahi. If one can understand this indestructible tree of illusion, one can get out of it. The process of extinction should be understood. Kaise bahar jana hai? This is the trick. Not everybody can get out of this world. ये तो आधा information मिला है boss. This is shadow, but real tree you need to understand. If you understand only this shadow of the tree and get out of it, you will land up in Brahmajyoti. You may land up in Brahmajyoti, thinking that, oh, there is no death here. Death is a problem, no? I can conquer the death by going to Brahman. But no happiness there also, sir. You will be eternally staying there. No misery, but no happiness. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. There is happiness in taking risk for Guru and Krishna. There is happiness in difficulties facing for service to Krishna. That is real happiness. Nobody wants to take risk for service to Krishna. This is the secret. So the process is what? In the previous chapters, it has been explained that there are many processes by which to get out of the material entanglement. There were different ways to get out of this material world, to cut out of this material world. But there are few halfway they will take you. Don't take that process. That is Jnana Yoga. Don't take this process. Jnana Yoga. Brahma Jyoti. Shankaracharya and all others. They will tell to follow 4 regulative principles. But following 4 regulative principles is not ultimate. It will not give you to Krishna. But love to Krishna is very important. So, there are many processes. And up to 14th chapter, we have seen that devotional service to the Supreme Lord is the best way. Dam laga ke bolne ka. This, 9th chapter, most confidential knowledge. Bhakti Yoga is the topmost process. Not Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga. No other process will take you to Krishna Yoga. Only Bhakti Yoga. Now the basic principle of devotional service is detachment. Lord Krishna, Mam chayo avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate. Sagunan samati tyaitan. I will kick out all your problems. Krishna is challenging. Mam chayo avyabhicharena sagunan samati tyaitan. Brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Even devotee can reach Brahmaloka and he will not stay there. He will cross beyond it. Now the basic principle of devotional service is first thing, no 2 tracks, only 1 track, Krishna consciousness. No sense gratification track, no balancing. Balancing is cheating for initial devotees. You have to tell for neophytes, balance, sense gratification and Krishna consciousness. No balance, only Krishna consciousness. Who can balance sense gratification and Krishna consciousness? It is an illusion. No formula of balancing sense gratification and Krishna consciousness. No balance, sir. Only Krishna consciousness. You cannot even step on the sense gratification. You know? So the basic principle of devotional service is detachment from material activities and attachment to the transcendental service of the Lord. कैसे तोड़ना है पता चला? No attachment to this place, material world, nothing doing, nowhere attachment. No attachment should be there. 0% attachment. Even 0.1. Prabhupada says, even if you want to eat gulab jamun, you have to take birth again in this world. No sense gratification. You know? So only Krishna conscious desire. But outsiders tell no desires. Kill your desire. Shunyavadi. Kill your desire. You cannot kill the desires. You can keep spiritual desires. Spiritual desires, not material desires. Material desires and spiritual desires balance नहीं कर सकता है. This is to make the neophytes illusion. पहला हम बोलते हैं ना, एक माला जप कर, बस एक माला जप कर. Sorry sir, if you chant one round, you cannot stop at one round. This is the spiritual taste. गुलाब जामुन एक मुंह में डाल देगा, एक से संतुष्ट नहीं होगा और एक गारंटी मांगेगा. And slowly you have to shift from sense gratification to be Krishna consciousness. अगर कोई स्टूल भी खाएगा, प्रसाद गुलाब जामुन भी खाएगा. कैसे खाएगा? No sir, no balance. Balance between gulab jamun and stool. If one has tasted gulab jamun, he will throw away the stool. Sense gratification is stool. The process of breaking attachment to the material world is discussed in the beginning of this chapter. The root of the material existence grows upward. Root of this material world is Brahma. Brahma who created all these things. He is the one who is playing with us. Brahma and Maya. So, the root of the material existence grows upward. This means that it begins from the total material substance from the topmost planet of the universe. Even topmost planet भी सुखी नहीं रह सकता. ब्रह्म भुवर्णालोक पुनरावर्तिनो अर्जुना. इवन ब्रह्मलोक भी जाएगा, तुम फिर से डेथ पाना पड़ेगा. From there, the whole universe is expanded. So many branches representing various planetary systems. Now, you have to understand the structure of this universe. Material world के बारे में बता रहे. The root of the material world, where nourishment, all the branches, trees, twigs are getting nourished by roots. वो root को देखो, उसको मारना है, root को साथ उड़ाने का. इवन ब्रह्मलोक तक सुख नहीं है. The whole universe is expanded with so many branches representing the various planetary systems. Branches, one branch to another branch. Monkey likes to jump from one branch to another. Like that, we are passion from one planet, one country to America जाएंगे. कहाँ जाएगा? अमेरिका में मृत्यु नहीं होगी, डिसीज नहीं होगी. हाँ, लंदन जाएंगे, स्विट्जरलैंड जाएंगे, jumping from one branch to another. The whole universe is expanded in so many branches. These branches represent what? Different planetary systems. The fruit of the tree represents what? Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. These are the 4 fruits of this material world. धर्म करेंगे किसके लिए? अर्थ के लिए. धर्म अर्थ के लिए नहीं करना चाहिए. धर्म कृष्ण की प्लेजर के लिए करना चाहिए. अर्थ के लिए नहीं करना है, फाइनेंशियल सपोर्ट के लिए नहीं करना है. धर्म अर्थ लेके क्या करेगा? काम, सेंस ग्रेटिफिकेशन, और पूरा फ्रस्ट्रेट हो गया तब मोक्ष. These are the illusory fruits. Even this so-called dharma is also danger. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Even a so-called dharma को भी त्याग दो. So-called fruits of the dharma, artha, kama, moksha. These are the fruits of the material world. Namely, religion, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation. These are the four fruits of material world. Now, there is no experience of the material world of a tree situated in which branches down or roots upward, but there is such a thing. But the tree can be found beside the reservoir of a water. We can see that trees of the bank reflect upon the water with their root branches down and roots up. In other words, the tree of the material world is only a reflection of the real tree of the spiritual world. This reflection of the spiritual world is situated on a desire. What? ये shadow का किस basis में है? ये shadow का स्थित है? कहाँ स्थित है? Where it is situated? This shadow.
Desire.
Huh?
Desire के basis पे गुरुजी.
Okay, that shadow of the analogy. The shadow
Water,
is resting
water.
where? Huh?
In water. Water.
That water it is resting. पानी में कोई सोना चाहता है, मूर्ख है वो. पानी में फुटबॉल खेलना चाहता है. Huh? So this desire is the water. Those who want to enjoy material world, enjoy, they will stay in the material world. This is the root. This is the base. भौतिक इच्छा जिसके पास है, ये भौतिक प्रपंच में है. गारंटी 100%. One who wants to get out of the desire is the cause of the things being situated on this reflected material light. We see this image also. You see this desire. You are seeing here desire. The whole material world rests on desire. Material desires. जिसके पास material desire है, मतलब इधर guarantee भौतिक प्रपंच में नहीं. This material world there is no end. एक स्वर्गलोक, भंवरलोक, भूअरलोक, तपलोक, जनलोक. हाँ, नीचे जो पाप कर रहा है वो नीचे जा रहा है. नीचे. He is thinking, वो this branch is so nice. गिरना बहुत अच्छा लगता है ना, कोई एनर्जी जरूरत नहीं. ब्रांच पकड़ो, गिरते रहेंगे. So he is going to hell, boss. There will be no light there. And you will get lot of kicks. You will not get some sense gratification there. So then when wants to cut off the desire, one who wants to get out of this material existence must know this truth thoroughly through analytical study. शास्त्र इसलिए पढ़ना है, ठीक ठीक से पढ़ना है, ठीक ठीक से पढ़ना है. प्रभुपाद जी का परपोर्ट नहीं पढ़ोगे, यू विल नॉट गेट ए डिजायर टू गेट. ठीक है भाई, अभी कंपनी का टाइम हो गया, छोड़ दो अभी. So we have to thoroughly study analytically. Then he can cut off his relationship with it. After reading Prabhupada purport also, if you think there is happiness in this material world, there is no better fool than him. कृष्ण का पर्पट श्लोक पढ़ के कोई लोग समझ सकते हैं देयर इज मटेरियल वर्ल्ड हैप्पीनेस, बट प्रभुपाद जी का पर्पट पढ़ के कोई समझ नहीं सकता. प्रभुपाद विल एक्सपोज. जो प्रभुपाद जी का लेक्चर सुनता है वो कभी माया में फंस नहीं सकता है. गारंटी. भले 15 मिनट का लेक्चर भी हो, he will prove that there is no happiness in this material world. इसलिए प्रभुपाद जी का लेक्चर कंपलसरी हर ISKCON डिवोटी सुनना चाहिए. This tree being the reflection of the real tree is an exact replica. Everything is there in the spiritual world. The impersonalists take Brahman to be the root of the material tree. And from the root, according to Sankhya philosophy, come Prakriti, Purusha. Now he is explaining about Brahmanvadi, impersonalists. The Brahmavadi and the devotees, two types of people are there. There are two paths. The one is Brahman, and another is Bhakti Yoga. Jnana Yoga will take you to till Brahma Jyoti only, but it will stuck up. It will not go up. But Bhakti Yogi can take to, like for somebody wants to go from Bombay to Pune to Bombay, Lonavala comes, but not one local goes till Lonavala only. If you go if you catch a local Lonavala local, it will not take you to Bombay. It will take you to halfway only. Bhakti Yoga is compared to like it will stop at Lonavala, but it goes to Bombay. Similarly, this Jnana Yoga will not take you ahead of the Brahma Jyoti. It will stuck up. That is the dead end. There is no next stop. Brahmavadis. About them he is teaching about. The impersonalists take Brahman to be the root of the materiality. They will also cut off this material tree, but they will end up in Brahma Jyoti. Then according to Sankhya philosophy, some Prakriti, Purusha, then the three gunas, then 5 gross elements, Panchamahabhut, then the 10 senses, the mind, etc. This Jnana Yogis divide the whole material world into 24 elements. And they will not get the supreme element, that is Krishna, Paramatma. They will not consider. Atma they consider sometimes. Atma they consider, but not Paramatma. There is no Paramatma element in that. In this way, they divide up the whole material world into 24 elements. If Brahman is the center of all manifestations, then this material world is a manifestation of center of 180 degree. Brahma Jyoti. Brahma Jyoti, uska reflection, either material world. The Jnana Yogis tell. The material world is a perverted reflection. So the spiritual world must have same variegatedness. Reflection में variety है, मतलब spiritual world में भी variety होनी चाहिए. इधर districts है, towns है, villages है, सब है, मतलब उधर भी है. It's not like Brahma Jyoti. Brahma Jyoti वाले बोलते हैं शांति, no variety. But in reality, therefore, both Prakriti and Purusha must be there. In the spiritual, so Prabhupada is punching on the impersonalists. There must be Purusha, there must be Krishna. But when Krishna comes in this material, what is the difference between impersonalists and Bhakti Yogis? When Krishna comes to this material world, they consider it as a reflection of Brahma Jyoti. What they consider when Krishna descends in this world and Vishnu Tattvas comes in this world, what they think? What they consider? What they tell? Can somebody share?
Reflection of Brahma Jyoti.
There is a reflection of Brahma Jyoti. No, sir. This is not reflection. He is Krishna, the Supreme Personality of God. So he will not be in Maya. So he will not be in Maya. So that is what is the danger of these impersonalists and Mayavadis. They don't have true knowledge of Krishna. They consider Krishna is just a Brahma Jyoti expansion. So in spiritual world, however, Prakriti, Supreme Lord's internal energy, and Purusha is Supreme Lord himself. That is explained in Bhagavad Gita 8.22. Purusha sa para partha. Purusha is not in this reflection. The difference between the spiritual and material manifestation is that former is eternal, later is temporary. A reflection is temporary, for it is sometimes seen and sometimes not seen. But the origin from when the reflection is reflected is eternal. That world is eternal. The material world reflection of the real tree has to be cut off. पूरा भौतिक इच्छा को, मेटेरियल डिजायर को पूरा काट कर देने का. When it is said that a person knows the Vedas, it is assumed that he knows how to cut off the attachment to the material world. Who knows the Vedas? Who knows how to cut off these material desires? Who can cut off the material world reflection? You know? If one knows that process, he actually knows Vedas. Otherwise, not just by hearing slokas knows the Vedas. You know? This is not going to help. One who is attracted by ritualistic formulas of the Vedas is attracted by the beautiful green leaves of the tree. Actually, the Vedas are the leaves of the tree. Karmakanda philosophy in the Vedas is very dangerous. That's why Narada Muni came and chastised Vyasadeva. What you did, Vyasadeva? You have encouraged sense gratification through Karmakanda, Dharmartha Kama Moksha. But no Shuddha Bhakti you have taught them. By reading Vedas, people get confused. Who understands the Vedas? He can cut off this material world. But this leaves of the banyan tree is compared to chandas of the Vedas, which encourages sense gratification. Actual purpose of the Vedas is to know Krishna. Vedaischa sarve ahameva vedyo vedanta kritveda videva cham. He does not exactly know the purpose of the Vedas. Then the purpose of the Vedas is, as disclosed by the personality of Godhead himself, is to cut down this reflected tree and attain the real tree of the spiritual world. Okay. So now we'll go through one more shloka. Adaschordam prashrutastasya shaka guna pravriddha vishaya pravala adascha mulani anusantatani karmanubandhini manusya loke. Adaschurdam prashrutastasya shaka. Adha, downward. Urdhvam. Adha matlab downward, urdhvam matlab upward. Prashrutas tasya shaka. Prashrutas means extended. ऊपर नीचे सब जगह ये भौतिक ये banyan tree expand हो रहा है पूरा. There is no limit to this expanding. So ऊपर नीचे सब जगह branches are increasing. The planetary systems are increasing. Others, prashrutas tasya shaka. Shaka means branches. Guna pravruddha vishaya prava. How this material world is nourished? This is the very important topic. So how this tree is nourished? By the gunas. 3 modes are nourishing this tree. These 3 gunas, those who understand, they are bigger than astrologists. This is bigger than astrology. Astrology, what it is going to do? All karmakanda. But these gunas, these are the one which is making the tree nourished. If there is no gunas, the material, this tree will become dried up. All branches, leaves, twigs, fruits, flowers, every one is nourished by these 3 modes. Adascha mulani anusantatani. Adascha mulani. So, Ada means downward. This mulani, there is another mula. There are 2 roots. The one is main root is the Brahmaloka. Another roots are the fruitive activities. They are trying to do fruitive activities, and these activities are increasing more and more, entanglement in this world. These are called secondary roots. Anusantatani, extended. Karmanu bandhini manusya loke. These fruitive activities are going to bind to this material world. You should not do fruitive activities. If you do fruitive activities, you will be bound to this material world. Yeah. So this the branches of this tree extend downward and upward, nourished by the three modes of material nature. The twigs are the objects of the senses. This tree also has its roots going down, and these are bound to the fruitive actions of the human society. है ना? This tree has roots going down. कुछ रूट्स डाउन आ रहे हैं, जैसा बैनियन ट्री का वो नीचे आता है, नीचे आके 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 नीचे आने के बाद, जमीन में आने के बाद वो भी रूट बनता है, वो भी नरिश करता है ट्री को. नॉट ओनली ब्रह्मा रूट, द banyan tree, the things which fall down, and it also becomes the root. Like that, fruitive activities जितना कर रहा है उतना रूट्स बढ़ रहा है, उसका इच्छा, हमारा हृदय में भौतिक इच्छा और बढ़ रहा है, रूट बढ़ रहा है, डिजायर्स बढ़ रहा है, मतलब और स्ट्रांग हो रहा है मटेरियल वर्ल्ड का में रहने का इच्छा, है ना. So this tree also has roots going down. These are the bound to fruitive active actions of the human society. The description of the banyan tree is further explained here. Its branches spread in all directions. In lower planetary systems, there are varied manifestations of living entities, human beings, animals, horses, cows, dogs, cats, etc. These are situated on the lower parts of the branches, whereas upper parts of the branches of the form of living entities, demigods, Gandharvas, and many other higher species of life. There are many people are sitting in this branch of this banyan tree. स्वर्गलोक, जनलोक, तपलोक, सब लोग बैठा है, एंजॉय कर रहा है ट्री में. As a tree is nourished by water, so this tree is nourished by the three modes of matter. Sometimes we find that a tract of land is barren for want of sufficient water. Sometimes tract is very green. Similarly, where particular modes of the material nature are proportionately greater in quantity, the different species of life are manifested accordingly. The twigs of the tree are considered to be the sense objects. The twig means what? The small green leaves. From there, the flower bud also comes. These twigs are considered like a sense objects. कितना अच्छा लगता है ना पेड़ में, बहुत green, very nice, soft. That is the sense object of this material world. The development of the different modes of nature, we develop different senses. These twigs are connected to the small branches that are called senses. And by the senses, we enjoy different varieties of sense objects. Senses try to enjoy the sense objects. Twigs. The tips of the branches are the senses. And the ears, nose, etc., which are attached to enjoyment of different sense objects. The twigs are sound. No? The twigs are sense objects are what? Sound, form, touch, and so on, the sense objects. This subsidiary roots are attached to the subsidiary roots are attachments and aversions. These secondary roots are called as attachments and aversions, which are byproducts of different varieties of suffering and sense enjoyment. The tendencies towards the piety and impiety are considered to develop from these secondary roots, which spread in all directions. The real root is from Brahmaloka, and other roots are in the human planetary systems. From one enjoys the results of the virtuous activities in upper planetary systems, he comes down to this earth and renews his karma and fruitive activities for promotion. This planet of human beings is considered the field of activities. How many of you understood? Huh? How many of you understood? This is very philosophical. If somebody has understood this, means he is very intelligent. ऐसे भौतिक प्रपंच में अच्छा पैकेज पर कमाना इंटेलिजेंट नहीं है. ये श्लोकास को समझना बड़ा इंटेलिजेंस है. हाँ? How many of you understood this analogy? Nobody? Hey, you can raise your hand. Nobody? Arey, itna two shlokas. So at least some percentage. How many of you understood? 50%. How many of you understood? Okay, good. Whatever is remaining, you can ask questions. Okay, good. Others did not understood anything. Less than 50. Those who did not rise. Okay. So anything which you could not understand, if you tell next class also, next class, you all can go through this. And purposefully, I am giving time. We started these two shlokas and we will go through very nicely purports of Prabhupada. And we will see the comments of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Baldev Vidyabhushan. What have maximum explained, and I will try to solve more doubts. Today also you can ask doubts till 8:15. John. Okay, Ravi Giri bro. Yes, bro.
So like in the first purport of mentioning that impersonalists think that the root of this entire material manifestation is Brahman.
Yes, but not Brahman. Brahma Loka. Brahma
Brahman is
Loka.
mentioned as Brahman.
Brahman ka just you cross it starts from Brahma Jyoti. Spiritual world starts from Brahma Jyoti. That is just connected. It is in between the material world and Virja river cross करने के बाद आपको ब्रह्म ज्योति स्टार्ट होता है.
Okay.
हाँ.
Okay, Raji. Understood. Thank you.
Okay. The Brahmaloka, the Brahma. There are three terms we have to very careful. Brahman, Brahma, and Brahmaloka. Brahma Jyoti. There are 5 terms. Brahman and Brahma Jyoti represents Brahma Jyoti. Brahma, Brahmaloka. Brahma means Brahmaloka. Okay.
And one Brahman also, Prabhuji. Brahman.
Brahman. Brahman. Here it is not coming. Brahman. Brahma janati iti Brahman. But Brahman is not a guarantee that he is a devotee. He is not a Vaishnava. है ना? ब्रह्म जानाति इति ब्राह्मण, but वैष्णव नहीं हो.
Like in
Okay.
the 15.1 purport, it is mentioned like the root of like this line. The impersonalists take Brahman to be a root of this material tree, and from the root, according to Sankhya philosophy, comes Prakriti, Purusha, and then three gunas. So
The Brahman, take Brahman to be the root. Yeah, here Prabhupada is telling about the impersonalists. He is speaking about impersonalists. What is their philosophy? Jnana Yoga process he is explaining. Jnana Yoga people are impersonalists. Understand? He is speaking, Prabhupada is explaining the impersonalists take Brahman to be the root of this material tree. But not that, that is not actually true. These Jnana Yogis are considering take Brahman to be the root of this material tree. Who? The impersonalists. We are not telling the Brahman is the root. Jnana Yogis, Brahma Jyoti, Jnana Yogis tell that Brahman is the root. Okay.
yes, like so. My question is like how they can misunderstand this so much. Like
What?
my question is how can they misunderstand the root
There
so
are
much
two
that
parts. There are two parts. There are two parts. One is local train from Pune to Lonavala, and there is one more train Pune to Bombay. Both stops at Lonavala. But one train halts at Lonavala, but another train goes till Bombay. Similarly, this Jnana Yoga path will end up in Brahma Jyoti. It will not go ahead. That process is like that. आप लोकल में बैठ के मेरे को बॉम्बे क्यों नहीं लेके जा रहे बोले तो वो लोनावाला तक ही है भाई। बॉम्बे में जाना है तो बॉम्बे वो बॉम्बे ट्रेन में बैठना है। हाँ, impersonalists will not tell about spiritual world. They tell about Brahma Jyoti.
Okay.
Understood?
So for them, like they can reach up to the Brahman. So that's why it says that.
They cannot tell anything about other than Brahman. लोनावाला तक ही पहुंच सकते हो, उसके आगे बात ही नहीं करे, पता ही नहीं वो ट्रेन जाएगा ही नहीं, वो डेड एंड है। बाकी लोग कुछ लोग सोचते हैं अरे ये भी लोनावाला जा रहे हैं, ये भी लोनावाला जा रहे हैं, लोनावाला जा, बट भक्ति योग में जो बैठता है, भक्ति योग जो करता है वो बॉम्बे तक जाता है, मतलब बैक टू गॉडेड लेके जाएगा। ये ज्ञान योगा विल नॉट टेक यू टू वैकुंठा। These are Brahmana, Sattva-guna, but not transcend the Sattva-guna. Bhakti is transcending three modes. Okay?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Rohit Prabhu?
Really, in the first sloka, the translation it is mentioned that the leaves of this tree, the upside down tree, is the Vedic hymns. So, how to understand that because the Vedic hymns is including both like Karma Kand, Jnana Kand, but it also has like Bhagavatam and all, which is Bhakti Yoga. So, how the leaves of the upside down tree
Mainly
also,
Vedas are meant for Karma Kand. Are so vast. Karma Kand, Jnana Kand, Upasana Kand, and many things are there. People use mainly these things and not the पंचम पुरुषार्थ नहीं बताते, कृष्ण प्रेम नहीं बताते। Very vast knowledge it is. And who reads after reading Vedas, he has to come to conclusion. Very difficult. Vedas generally propagate karma, this jnana kand, karma kand, upasana kand. For all, root is sense gratification. The sense objects के प्रति ये करता है। Who has understood Vedas, who will cut off this material, this banyan tree? Somebody who is attached to sense gratification, he cannot be cut off this material. Okay. Any other questions?
yes,
Okay. You can go through these purports, these two slokas very nicely. And if possible, next few 5-6 slokas, till 5-6 slokas, you can go through very nicely and come. Next class also, we can take questions. You go through this. Otherwise, you cannot understand this chapter. Of course, this material world he has described for till six verses. After that, another topic. So try to understand this very nicely. If you don't understand, you will be attached to material world, then gone case. Okay? No doubts? We'll end here. Okay. Thank you very much. We'll meet in next Wednesday. Okay? Wednesday and Thursday. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai.
Jai.